Hello students, now we started the exercise 3.3. In question number 3, three parts were solved yesterday. Now we have fourth part. It is important question for you. I am reading the question. See, the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge of distance covered. For a distance of 10 kilometers, charge paid is rupees 105, and for the distance of 15 kilometers, it is 155. Find the fixed charge and the charge per kilometers. Later we have to find the charge for distance of 25 kilometers. Now let us discuss about the fixed charge and the distance covered. Fixed charge means when you hire a taxi, you have seen there is a meter on every taxi and it is written for hire. So when you hire a taxi, it takes a fixed charge for that. Whether suppose you are hiring a taxi and after that you are refusing to go, the taxi driver will charge that fixed charge from you. So fixed charge is fixed. Like for first 5 kilometers 10 rupees, for first kilometer 2 rupees, for first 3 kilometers 10-15 rupees, whatever is, that charge is fixed, and after that per kilometer is realized. So taxi if you hire, so you have to pay two kinds of fares. One is fixed charge and after that together with the distance covered. Means suppose you have to go to 5 kilometers for the distance, you are hiring a taxi and taxi charges is 15 rupees. So he will charge 15 rupees and after that 10 rupees per kilometer or 5 rupees per kilometer charge. So this is the way to solve. Here we have fixed charge and the fare per kilometer. See how to solve. Let fixed charge is equal to rupees X and fare per kilometer rupees Y. Is it? Now let's see. If a person hires a taxi and goes a distance of 10 kilometers, so he will have to pay X rupees fixed charge and for every kilometer Y rupees. So for 10 kilometers 10 Y. So in case first hires a taxi, so we have X rupees fixed charge plus 10 Y is equal to total fare is 105. Equation number 1. In second situation, the person hires the taxi for 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers. So in second case, for any distance, he will have to pay X rupees fixed charge plus 15 kilometer Y rupees per kilometer. Then for 15 kilometer it is 15Y and total fare is 155. Equation number 2. Now you will have to solve the equations by substitution method. Get the value of X from equation number 1 or 2, substitute in other equation, you will get the value of Y and then substitute and get the value of X. Now after that finally we have to find what is the charge for distance 25 kilometers. Let's see. Fixed charge for any distance is X rupees plus for 25 kilometers 25Y, and we have to find the fare for this distance. Here we have used the fixed charge twice because it is break journey. First 10 kilometers, then 15 kilometers, So in these two journeys, fixed charge will have to pay twice. The total distance is 25 kilometers. In this 25 kilometers, x is twice, means it is break journey. And here in 25 kilometer, it is traveled once, means one time. So x is once. So after getting the value of x and y from these equations, you have to put the value of x and y here in this equation, and finally you will get the fare for the distance 25 kilometers. Is it okay? So you have to solve this question yourself. Now in the same question, fifth part is again very important question. It has been asked several times in question paper. I am reading the question. A fraction becomes 9 upon 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. If 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, it becomes 5 upon 6. Find the fraction. Very simple question. You know that fraction contains two things, numerator and denominator, and we are to use two variables, x and y, a and b, whatever you want. I would like to give you some important points to be noted. In case of fraction, when you solve the question, the fraction is always a proper fraction. Proper fraction means numerator is always less than denominator. So this is check point. When you solve the question and you write the fraction, you must see that your fraction must be a proper fraction. Second important point to be noted, that both the values of numerator and denominator must be co-prime. Means there must not be any common factor between numerator and denominator. So these are two checkpoints when you solve the question. Very simple. We are using two variables. Like you can assume the fraction directly. Like fraction is x upon y. Or you can assume the numerator x and denominator y, then it becomes x upon y. So I am writing directly. Let fraction is equal to x upon y. After getting the values of x and y, we will put the value of x and y here to get the final answer. Now we will read the situation, and according to situation we will stepwise procedure. Now case first. Case first. What is given? It becomes 9 upon 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. Numerator is x, denominator is y, 2 is added to both. So we can write x plus 2 upon y plus 2. It becomes 9 upon 11. Simply cross multiply to form the equation. Let us see. 11 into x, 11x plus 22 is equal to 9y plus 18. Bring this y this side. 11x minus 9y is equal to 18 minus 22. Now we have 11x minus 9y is equal to minus 4. Equation number 1. Now in second case. Case second. What is said? 3 is added to both and numerator and denominator. It becomes 5 upon 6. So fraction is x upon y. 3 is added to numerator and 3 is added to denominator. It becomes 5 upon 6. In the same way, we have to multiply crossed. Now this is 6x plus 18 is equal to 5y plus 15. Bring y this side. 6x minus 5y is equal to 15 minus 18. 6x minus 5y is equal to minus 3. Equation number 2. And you know how to solve these two equations by substitution method. Getting the value of x or y from one of the equations, we have to substitute in the other. You will get the value of x and y, and after that you will substitute the value of x and y in this equation to get the fraction. Alright, now As I told, you have to check your solution finally whether you are correct or not. X must be less than that of y, means numerator is less than denominator, it is proper fraction, and both x and y must be co-prime, means there must not be any common factor beside 1. So that will be your accurate answer. Is it okay? Now last part of the question, I am reading it. 5 years hence, the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. 5 years ago, Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. Find their present ages. 2 persons are, and we have to use 2 variables. I think you remember the very first question of the chapter was regarding age. The same process we have to adopt here. We have to form the equation. There you have to plot the graph only. Now here we have to find the solution, means their present ages. 2 persons are father and son. We will assume 2 variables for the present ages. I told whenever you solve the question of age, you have to assume present age of individuals. Now let's see. Let present age of father be x and present age of son be y. Now we have 2 cases, 5 years ago and 5 years hence. First situation, 5 years hence means after 5 years. So we write like this, case first, means after 5 years both father and son will be older by 5 years, means their age will be added 5 years. So we write like this for both ages, like this. After 5 years, father's age will be x plus 5. After 5 years, son's age will be y plus 5. Now we'll compare their ages. See, x plus 5 is equal to y plus 5. Who is older? Father. Father is always older. Son is always younger. So 5 years hence, father will be 3 times. So father will be 3 times. To equalize them, what to do? We have to multiply the son's age by 3. Now they are equal. Simplify. X plus 5 is equal to 3y plus 15. Bring this y this side. X minus 3y is equal to 15 minus 5. So we have x minus 3y is equal to 10. Equation number 1. Now second situation, case second, what we have, 5 years ago Jacob's age. So we are talking about age before 5 years from now. So we have to find the ages of father and son. So like this, 5 years ago father's age will be x minus 5, and 5 years ago son's age will be y minus 5. Again we'll compare them. Let's see. X minus 5 is father's age, y minus 5 is son's age. I told father is always father. He will be older by how much times? 7 times. So what to do? We will make the son's age by 7 times. So multiply this son's age by 7 to make them equal. Simplify. X minus 5 is equal to 7y minus 35. Bring this y this side. X minus 7y is equal to minus 35 plus 5. X minus 7y is equal to minus 30. Equation number 2. Once again, we have got 2 equations and single variable x and x are there. we have to find the value of any of the variables. Better you find the value of x from equation number 1 or 2 and substitute in other one. So you will get the values of x and y, and hence that will be your final answer, that are present ages of father and son. Now students, that was the last question of the exercise. Now here we have another method of finding the solution of pair of linear equation in two variables. That is elimination method. Elimination method, we have elimination and elimination and elimination and substitution. Means both the values can be found by elimination method, or one of the values of x or y can be found by elimination, and by substitution we can find the other method. So I was telling that two ways we have to adopt elimination method. At the word elimination means to eliminate, means to remove, means out of those two variables x and y, we have to eliminate or remove one of the variables, and after that we find the value of other one, and then we will solve for the other one. Let's see one example. Suppose we are given an equation x plus y is equal to 5, equation number 1, and 3x minus 2y is equal to 4, equation number 2. Equation number 2 means we are given two equations, x and y. In both the equations have different coefficients. We have to eliminate x or y first and then substitute in other one, or to eliminate twice. Very simple method and very interesting method. You have to suppose to which variable you are going to eliminate. Suppose you are going to eliminate x, or you are going to eliminate y. So you have to suppose yourself. Suppose I am going to eliminate x. Then what to do? Simply we interchange the coefficients of x in two equations and multiply. Like in equation number 1, coefficient of x is 1. In equation number 1, coefficient of x is 3. So what to do? We multiply equation number 1 by 3 and equation number 2 by 1. Means we interchange the coefficient of x and multiply in two equations to eliminate x. If you want to eliminate y, then the same way you can interchange the coefficients of y in two equations and multiply. Let's see how to do. Multiply in whole equation by 3. So we have 3x plus 3y is equal to 15. 3x plus 3y is equal to 15. By 1 there is no change. We have 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. Now let's see. Here we have 3x and 3x same coefficients. And to eliminate, if they have same sign, you have to subtract the situation. If they have opposite sign, you have to add the situation. Here we have 3x same sign. So you will write here subtracting, subtract. And in case of subtraction, you know, sign is changed. Here it becomes minus, it becomes plus, and becomes minus. Minus 3x plus 3x will go. What we have? 3y plus 2y, 5y. Is it? 3x plus 2y, 5y. And here we have 15 minus 4 is equal to 11. 15 minus 4 is equal to 11. Alright. Now y is equal to 11 upon 5. Y is equal to 11 upon 5. So we have got one of the values y. Now if you want to find the other value with the help of elimination method, then all right. Again you can use the same process to eliminate y, like I am doing. Writing again, x plus y is equal to 5, 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. Let's see, this time I want to eliminate y. So what I told, you have to interchange the coefficients and multiply in two equations. Like in equation number 1 we have coefficient 1, in equation number 2 we have coefficient 2. Don't check the sign, only the coefficient. So here in equation number 1 we can multiply by 2, in equation number 2 multiply by 1. Multiply, this is 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. Here 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. Now as I told, y are having same coefficients but with opposite sign. So in case of addition, that can be eliminated. So we write adding or write add. So 2y minus 2y will go. We have 5x is equal to 14. So x is equal to 14 upon 5. So your final answer is x is equal to 14 upon 5 and y is equal to 11 upon 5. This is how we can use eliminator method. Alright. Now we are coming to exercise 3.4 and we have to use elimination method. Coming to question number 1, it has 4 parts. First, second and third parts are simple, like I gave the example. I am trying this fourth part and you will solve first, second and third part yourself. If you will have any doubt or any problem, you may contact me. So this can be solved directly, or better you can change this equation into simple form. Simple equation. How? By taking LCM of these. So let's see, LCM of equation number 1 is 6. So we have 2 3s are 6, 3x plus 3 2s are 6, 2 2s are 4y upon 6. By cross multiply we have 3x plus 4y is equal to minus 6. Equation number 3. And here by 1 its LCM is 3 is equal to 3. 1 3s are 3, 3x minus 3 1s are 3, y. Cross multiply we have 3x minus y is equal to 9. Equation number 4. Now we have to solve equation 3 and 4 by elimination method. So I am writing here, see, 3x minus y is equal to 9. Equation number 4. Now we have to eliminate any of the variables. What we do? We make the coefficients of variable equal for any variable x and y. So already by chance this time we have the coefficients same 3x and 3x with same sign. So no need to multiply by the coefficients. It is 3x and 3x, same coefficients with same sign. So what to do? We will subtract the two equations to get the value. So we write subtracting minus, plus and minus. This 3x minus 3x will go. 4y plus y. 5y is equal to minus 6 and now minus 9. Minus 15. So y is equal to minus 15 upon 5. 5 3s are. Y is equal to minus 3. In the previous example, I solved the whole question by elimination method. Once I got the value of y by elimination, then again value of x by elimination. That is elimination and elimination method. Now we are going to use elimination and substitution method. Means once I have got the value of one of the variables by elimination, now substitute this value in any of the equations to get the value of other variable. Like we have got the value of y as minus 3. we can put the value of y in any of the equations to get. That is elimination, and after that substitution. So I am writing, putting y is equal to minus 3 in equation number 4 or equation number 3, as you wish. To write that equation, we have 3x minus y is equal to 9. Now put the value of y. 3x minus 3 is equal to 9. 3x plus 3 is equal to 9. Now we have, send this 3 this side. We have 3x is equal to 9 minus 3. 3x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 upon 3, that is 2. So answer is x is equal to 2 and y is equal to minus 3. If you want to check your solution, you can simply put the value of x and y in the any of the equations. Like I am putting x is equal to 2. See, this is 3 to the 6 minus 3. 3 4 the 12 minus 12. Minus 12 and plus 6 is minus 6. That is correct. Here x is equal to 2. So 3 to the 6 and minus 3. So that becomes plus 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Means your answer is correct. So this is how you can solve any of the equation by elimination method or elimination and substitution method. Is it okay?